Welcome to Inner Love Trauma Channel, where we delve into the effects of narcissistic abuse on the brain and offer strategies to help reverse the damage. My name is Charmaine, and I am a trauma-informed life coach with years of experience helping survivors of narcissistic abuse to heal and reclaim their lives. Narcissistic abuse is a type of emotional and psychological abuse that can have profound and long-lasting effects on the brain. It can cause damage to areas such as the hippocampus, prefrontal cortex, and amygdala, leading to difficulties with memory, learning, emotional regulation, and decision-making. This type of abuse can cause victims to become isolated, depressed, and anxious, and can severely disrupt their ability to function in day-to-day life. It can also lead to physical and mental health issues, including brain damage. Brain damage caused by narcissistic abuse can manifest in a variety of ways. Victims may experience cognitive deficits, including memory problems, difficulty concentrating, and impaired problem-solving skills. They may also develop psychological disorders such as post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, and depression. Victims may also experience changes in their behavior, such as increased aggression and impulsivity. But there is hope. Through therapy, mindfulness practices, supportive relationships, and self-care, it is possible to begin the process of reversing the damage caused by narcissistic abuse and building a healthy, fulfilling life. In this video, we will explore the different types of brain damage that can result from narcissistic abuse and provide practical tips and strategies to help you on your journey to healing. Join me as we take a step towards a brighter future. If you find this information valuable, hit that like button and share this video to spread awareness. Thank you to the subscribers that supports my channel, though donations it is greatly appreciated.
Let's consider the example of Sarah, a 35-year-old woman who was in a relationship with a narcissistic partner for 5 years. During the relationship, Sarah was constantly subjected to emotional manipulation, gaslighting, and verbal abuse, which left her feeling constantly anxious and stressed. After finally breaking free from the relationship, Sarah believed that she had moved on and was living a happy, fulfilling life. However, she began to notice that she was struggling with memory loss, difficulty concentrating, and making decisions. She also found herself becoming more emotional than usual and struggling with emotional regulation. Despite these symptoms, Sarah was unaware that they were related to the narcissistic abuse she had endured. She assumed that she was just stressed or tired and that these symptoms would pass with time. It wasn't until Sarah began seeing a therapist who specialized in trauma that she learned about the potential long-term effects of narcissistic abuse on the brain. Through therapy, Sarah was able to identify the patterns of emotional manipulation and abuse that she had endured and begin to heal from the trauma. As Sarah continued to work through her trauma, she noticed a significant improvement in her cognitive functioning and emotional regulation. She was able to think more clearly, make decisions more easily, and manage her emotions more effectively. In Sarah's case, she was unaware that she was suffering from brain damage caused by narcissistic abuse. It wasn't until she sought help from a trauma-informed therapist that she was able to identify and address the damage and begin the process of healing. This highlights the importance of seeking help and support if you have experienced narcissistic abuse, even if you are not aware of the potential long-term effects it may have on your brain and overall well-being.
Narcissistic abuse is a form of emotional and psychological abuse that can have long-lasting effects on the victims, including damage to the brain. Here are some of the types of brain damage that can result from narcissistic abuse in both children and adults, as well as ways to reverse the damage. Hippocampus damage. The hippocampus is the part of the brain responsible for memory and learning. Narcissistic abuse can cause damage to this area, which can result in difficulties with memory, learning, and processing new information. Prefrontal cortex damage. The prefrontal cortex is responsible for decision-making, self-control, and emotional regulation. Narcissistic abuse can damage this area, which can result in impulsive behavior, poor decision-making, and difficulty regulating emotions. Amygdala damage. The amygdala is responsible for processing emotions, including fear and anxiety. Narcissistic abuse can cause damage to this area, which can result in increased levels of anxiety and fear, and difficulty regulating emotions. Neurotransmitter imbalance. Narcissistic abuse can disrupt the balance of neurotransmitters in the brain, which can result in depression, anxiety, and other mood disorders. Reversing the damage caused by narcissistic abuse can be a long and difficult process, but it is possible with the right tools and support. Here are some ways to begin reversing the damage. Therapy. Working with a therapist who specializes in trauma can help victims of narcissistic abuse to process their experiences and develop coping strategies. Therapies such as cognitive behavioral therapy, dialectical behavior therapy, and eye movement desensitization and reprocessing have been found to be particularly effective in treating trauma. Mindfulness practices such as meditation, yoga, and breathing exercises can help to reduce stress and anxiety and improve emotional regulation. Supportive relationships. Building supportive relationships with friends, family, and other survivors of narcissistic abuse can help to counteract the effects of isolation and build a sense of community. Self-care. Engaging in self-care activities such as exercise, healthy eating, and getting enough sleep can help to improve overall well-being and reduce the effects of stress and trauma on the body and brain. Neurofeedback. Neurofeedback is a type of therapy that uses e-technology to monitor brain activity and provide real-time feedback to help the brain learn to regulate itself. This therapy has been found to be effective in repairing damage caused by narcissistic abuse. Reversing the brain damage caused by narcissistic abuse is a complex and challenging process, but it is possible with the right tools and support. If you or someone you know is struggling with the effects of narcissistic abuse, seek help from a trauma-informed therapist and other support systems. Remember that healing is possible, and you are not alone. It is important to remember that healing from narcissistic abuse is a process that takes time and requires patience and persistence. With the right support and tools, however, it is possible to reverse the damage and build a healthy, fulfilling life. Thank you for watching this video on the effects of narcissistic abuse on the brain and how to reverse the damage. Remember, healing from trauma is a journey, and it takes time, effort, and patience. But with the right tools and support, it is possible to reclaim your life and build a future full of love, joy, and inner peace. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel for more content on trauma recovery and self-healing. And if you or someone you know is struggling with the effects of narcissistic abuse, know that you are not alone. Reach out for help and support, and know that healing is possible. Thank you again for watching, and I wish you all the best on your journey towards healing and inner love.